Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Syamil Adwa bin Syarum with matric number 2015181, and we group 2 are going to present about the economic challenge, and we're going to present 5 economic challenges and how do we overcome it as a Muslim. So the first challenge that I choose is the growing income is inequality. As the median household has shown in Malaysia, the latest official statistic of the household income has shown that this country, the household income has gone up from 2019 compared to 2016. There are two ways how the Department of Statistics Malaysia get this data, is by calculate in two category. There is gross income, that is before tax, and the disposable income, that is after deducting of tax. So how do we overcome this growing income of inequality? Is by providing equal opportunity to education. By providing opportunity to education without looking at their religious or anything, when more workers have high skill levels, inequality in wages is declined. Similarly, when entrepreneurs from a disadvantaged background have a skill and resources to success, but it is less likely that high-earning employers will always come from among the better off. That's why we need to overcome these challenges, because as we know, the coronavirus has gotten worse and our economy have fallen far beyond than our old economy. That is all for me, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisyah Iskandar Berudin, 2010719. So my point is the fundamental tensions within Islam. So basically, Islam today faces challenges from all over the world and from other parts of the world. So the key issue is the basic tension within Islam. So the common attitudes and criticisms of the outside world may be ignored as mistakes or hostility, but they must face the tensions within Islam around the world. So in a simple way, Islam must deal with its changing center. So the religious center defines the heart, which is Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia maintains its custody of the sanctuary in Mecca and Medina, and maintains its action against Shia Iran, Shia tradition, and this is disillusionment of the country under the trust of Saudi Arabia section. So Saudi Arabia has a great strength to resist other claims because it remains the economic center of Muslims. So it need to combine the revenues of Kuwait, Iraq, UAE, Iran and Yemen to get closer to the oil wealth of Saudi Arabia. However, this wealth is based on limited resources. In the coming years, the economic center will move to the Muslim world with sustainable resources and reproductive assets. West Asia Financial Investment recognize this long-term problem, but the vast majority are still in Western and non-Muslim economies. The knowledge center for Islam is Al-Azhar in Cairo. The ideas and attitudes taught here were spread throughout the Ummah, especially through the population centers of Islam, such as Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, and Malaysia. The relative power of the different centers is changing. Over time, the surrounding Muslim communities and the claims and grievances of the surrounding Muslim communities toward the heartland will exacerbate already existing tension. Conservative centers will be under increased pressure from a more active liberal and free Muslim society.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Muhammad Fauzi. My metric number is 2014119. Now let's start with my main point. For sure, many Muslims having a challenge to sustain their economic stabilities. As a Muslim, we know that Allah give us challenge to develop ourselves, not to destroy ourselves. One of the issue that I will present is our Muslim product getting discriminated by other people around the world, even in Malaysia too. Let's go to the one of root of this problem. It is Islamophobia. Islamophobia give us Muslim a bad image. Islamophobia getting worse when some of the people trying not give us Muslim any opportunity or chance to survive in this economic crisis. They started to block and boycott Muslim products, even Muslim worker. They started a conspiracy thing about halal stamp on the packaging, like the ingredient will give us disease in long term. We should be grateful that in Malaysia most of the people are Muslim, so problem like Islamophobia will getting traced and avoided. But we cannot hide the fact that it's still a few of people that still have Islamophobia. The reason behind this problem is our law does not address these issues specifically. I give you the example of Islamophobia in Malaysia. In 2020, last year, a housewife was charged of making obscene posts on Facebook that insult Islam, and she was only fined 2,000 ringgit without any punishment. I don't want to discuss about the fine because it is over my study field, but if we think again, the punishment is like only a ticket for rich people to more Islam. They just have to pay 2,000 ringgit for that without any punishment. And if we compare to the other fine, it's pretty low. You should know that there are still certain company that don't take any Muslim worker. They even only take a few of Muslim worker just to give their company a good name along the consumer. There is one more issue that we always hear every year. That is our Muslim product are below the need. The reason behind this is because our product quality is low, pretty low. But not that low because of the price. Because of this problem, our product have out of the market. This is very serious. This is a very serious issue that we should not take it lightly. Okay, first, I admit that our product quality is quite low, but not bad. Even there are many production of good made by Muslim have a very good quality, such as our infant formula milk for baby like Wildan brand. Even though we have certain production with a high quality Muslim product still getting manipulated by capitalists. They give our product a bad image, so we cannot enter the consumer market. Because of that, our new Muslim industry does not have any demand from the consumer. Okay, done with the issue. Now let's talk about the ways to overcome this problem. I will start from the government party first. Government must take homophobia problem seriously before it's getting worse and hard to be prevented. This is because Islamophobia will lead to discrimination toward Islam. Government should tighten the law about Islamophobia. I know that this is a little common ways, but I take this seriously. I even highlight this problem before in the example before. We don't know how far will Islamophobia people will go in Malaysia, but We already know what happened in New Zealand and Quebec, Canada about our brother and sister getting killed by those Islamophobia. We don't want any of that happen in Malaysia. It's better to prevent rather take an action when it's already happened. And as a student and people of Malaysia, we can try to support Muslim product by buying from Muslim company. Even more in this pandemic, this action already had been pointed out by using the Buy Muslim product sign among the nation, the BMF sign if you know. And we also can stop supporting company that practice or support discrimination toward Muslim. We can boycott from buying their item. Why we need to support them when they discriminate our brother and sister in Islam? We maybe don't feel the discrimination like the other Muslim maybe bear the pain right now. Another way we have to shop wisely. Let's remember, quality over brand. Never buy a product because of the brand. There is so much high quality Muslim product in the Malaysia out there. When you buying from our local Muslim product, you are not helping a capitalist buying his third house, but you're trying to help a Muslim family to survive. Let's be smart and we together rise as a good Muslim to sustain our economic stabilities. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Rifli bin Muhammad Budiman. My metric number is 2012341. I will talk about one point under economic challenges that faced by Muslims nowadays, which is Muslims faced financial system that are forbidden in Islam. What I mean by financial system that are forbidden in Islam is conventional financial system. Okay, most countries use conventional financial system as general financial system that they are used in their country. Only Islam country, but not all Islam country use Islamic financial system as general system for their country. Because of most country use conventional financial system, Muslims in most country have to face conventional financial system that are forbidden in Islam. Why is it forbidden in Islam? Because it is not Sharia compliant. Why is it not Sharia compliant? Because in conventional financial system, there are elements that are forbidden in Sharia. The example is element of riba. Riba is restricted and a big no in Islam. It is because in Quran and in Hadith it is stated that riba is haram. So Muslims should not and must not be involved in riba. This scope of riba not just individually, but it also impact big Islam companies that want to promote their products or services to another country that the country is using conventional financial system. So they will at least have they must face conventional financial system, which is maybe have riba and elements and other elements of that not Sharia compliant. Next point is nowadays people can easily do economic transaction by online basis, which encourage people to spend more even though they are actually unable to. So credit card are being invented by banks. Okay. If the banks is conventional bank, so the credit card will be having a riba or any elements of that not Sharia compliant. That is for a smaller scope. If in individual scope, when this financial system, which is conventional financial system, are being used, there will be a big gap of wealth between the rich and the poor. The rich people become more rich and the poor people become more poor and struggling to stay alive. These are opposite with Islamic financial system, which the rich help the poor and eliminate poverty, fulfill all the basic needs of individuals, give every individual an opportunity to earn his or her income honestly, and to provide equal distribution of wealth, such as zakah and sedekah. So how to face this challenge is, for example, in Malaysia there is Islamic financial system have been promoted by the government, which is by introducing Bank Islam, the first bank that have Islamic financial system in Malaysia. Nowadays, all big banks have Islamic financial system, so that Muslims in Malaysia can switch to Islamic financial system. Even though the name is Islamic financial system, there is not only term Muslim. Only Muslims can use Islamic financial system. Non-Muslims also can use Islamic financial system, which they are using now.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Okay, for the next point is Islamic financial system, where it is a catalyst to growth of the Islamic economy. Through the existence of the Islamic financial systems, Muslims, whether entrepreneurs, investors, or ordinary consumers, can use the service provided by this financial system to meet their needs. At a glance, if we look at the contribution of the Islamic financial system to the community of investors, entrepreneurs, and ordinary consumers, we can make a rough conclusion that this industry has created a new financial system that will help Muslims to avoid getting involved with the element of riba, which is the backbone of the conventional financial system. It is true that the Islamic financial system is an interest-free system, but we need to know the real philosophy and goal behind the establishment of the Islamic financial and banking system by Islamic economists decades ago. What is certain, apart from creating an interest-free financial system, the establishment of Islamic banks was originally to be a platform where it could be a catalyst to the development process. The development meant by Islamic economic thinkers is development based on the moral principle of ethics and virtue. The principle of moral development refers to a form of socio-economic development that is fair, equitable, which is also supported by the spirit of ukhuwah and helping fellow Muslims. The question is, has the current banking system succeeded in realizing the basic goal of establishing this Islamic bank as dreamed of the pioneers and previous Islamic economies? Therefore, the goals and philosophy of the Islamic financial systems should be in line with the goals and philosophy of its parents. In other words, the philosophy and goals of the existence of the Islamic financial system must be the same as the philosophy and goals of the Islamic economic system. Most Islamic economists such as Khurshid Ahmad, M.S. Khodri, Maududi, and Umar Shapra underline that the main objective underlying Islamic economic philosophy is to achieve al-falah, which is real success in this world and hereafter. The way is through the monotheistic approach, which is by making the Quran and Sunnah as a guideline in managing the resources available on this earth. The principle organized by Islam in the management of these resources, such as justice, taqwa, ukhuwah, khalifah, compassion, and so on. In short, if all parties, including the financial sector, are fair, pious, have a compassion, and practice strong Islamic ukhuwah values when doing any mu'amalah or daily affairs, then economic problems such as poverty, inequality of wealth distribution, oppression, and so on will not exist. The reality is this is not the case. Thank you.